The stars that Ernest Borgnine dislikes are listed. On January 24, 1917, Ernest Borgnine was born in Hamden, Connecticut. He was Ermes Effron Borgnino in full. He rose to become one of Hollywood's most dependable, adaptable, and popular celebrities. Born to Italian immigrants, Borgnine was raised in a working-class household that valued self-control, perseverance, and hard work. His parents divorced when he was a little child. Before they returned to the United States, his mother briefly took him to Italy. Young Borgnine gained a greater awareness of adversity and perseverance during this transatlantic journey, which would later be evident in all of his acting appearances. Like the characters he would play later, Borgnine had a life full of fascinating individuals when he wasn't performing. At the age of 18, he enlisted in the United States Navy, where he served admirably for more than a decade, including World War II. During his time in duty, he developed into a man of friendship, loyalty, and discipline. Borgnine frequently expressed pride in his Navy service, stating that it provided him with guidance and a feeling of direction. Even after becoming a Hollywood star, he maintained a close relationship with the military. In addition to supporting programs that honored soldiers and women, he frequently spoke at Navy events and veteran groups. After leaving the service, Borgnine was searching for a new path in life. His mother believed he had a natural ability for acting and encouraged him to pursue acting classes even though he had never been active in the arts before. What began as a wary glance soon became intense yearning. Stage work at the Barter Theater in Virginia helped him hone his acting abilities. He then proceeded to Hollywood and Broadway. His gap-toothed grin and large, rugged frame made him instantly recognized. He was frequently portrayed as a roughneck or villain in the early years of his career. However, Borgnine shone that he was capable of much more than anyone had previously believed. His major break came in 1955 with the release of Marty, a charming low-budget film about a lonely butcher in the Bronx who is searching for love and self-worth. Borgnine won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his sincere, passionate, and incredibly human performance, which was praised by both critics and audiences. His legacy in film history was solidified at that moment. From being a dependable character actor, he transformed into a main character whose realism and depth could touch millions of viewers. Borgnine had an incredible capacity to work in a variety of genres and styles over the course of his lengthy career. He appeared in some exhilarating adventures like The Dirty Dozen, 1967, some fine westerns like The Wild Bunch, 1969, and some really poor war films like From Here to Eternity, 1953. He rose to fame on television in the 1960s as the likable but mischievous Lieutenant Commander Quentin McHale in the comedy series McHale's Navy. He gained new admirers as a result of this role. After he retired, he played Mermaid Man on the animated series SpongeBob SquarePants, which helped younger people recognize his distinctive deep voice. Borgnine maintained his modesty, friendliness, and kindness despite his prosperity. Despite his fame, he remained in touch with everyday people. He was renowned for having a bright eye and a loud chuckle. He frequently spoke with admirers, signed autographs, and shared anecdotes from his extensive and fascinating body of work. His co-workers frequently complimented him on his professionalism and his kindness and helpfulness on set. Like his well-known writing, Ernest Borgnine's personal life was fascinating and full of dramatic incidents. His several marriages are among the most talked-about aspects of his life. Each of Borgnine's 5 marriages represented a distinct stage in his development as a person and a professional. He married for the first time in 1949, shortly after returning from 10 years of service in the U.S. Navy during World War II and peacetime. While serving in the Navy, he met Rhoda Keemans, who was captivated by his amiable demeanor and assisted him in transitioning from a disciplined sailor to a man seeking a career in the civilian world. They were married from 1949 until 1958, and their daughter Nancy was born on May 28, 1952. These were incredibly joyous years. When Borgnine became a father, he had a profound experience. Despite the fact that his personal connections were not always stable, he frequently stated that his family was one of the most stable aspects of his life. However, The strain of being well known in Hollywood and spending a lot of time away from home damaged the marriage when Borgnine's acting career took off in the 1950s. Despite their eventual divorce, Borgnine remained devoted to his duty as Nancy's father. He got hooked in international films and glitter after his second marriage. In 1959, he wed Katie Girardo, a well-known actress from Mexico. In both Mexican and Hollywood films, she was renowned for her powerful and ferocious acting. They looked fantastic together and had a deep and passionate affection for one another. They were respected for their abilities and charisma, but the same enthusiasm that brought them together also made things challenging. Borgnine subsequently claimed that they frequently quarreled about differences in their personal and professional life, and that both had strong personalities and hard occupations. Their marriage terminated in 1963 after 4 tumultuous years. Borgnine subsequently praised Girardo, describing her as a superb actor and a lady who had made a lasting impression on him, despite the fact that they were no longer together. Nonetheless, one of the most well-known aspects of Borgnine's life was his third marriage. He wed the well-known singer and actor Ethel Merman in 1964. Like Merman, Borgnine had a personality that was larger than life. The marriage was tumultuous from the beginning, since both individuals were obstinate, outspoken, and prone to lose their temper. It's common knowledge that their 42-day marriage is among the shortest well-known unions ever. Merman notably omitted an entire page from her autobiography, under the section about her marriage to Borgnine, because the breakup was so terrible. She used this as a means of expressing a scathing, unsaid opinion on the incident. Tim Conway, Borgnine's longtime friend and comedy partner, provided a humorous yet depressing post-event report. Ernie's instability is undeniable. Ethel was a powerful woman as well. Therefore, something will inevitably go off if two explosives are placed in the same room. And it most likely did, I suppose. That encapsulated the tense relationship between two well-known entertainers whose tempers simply couldn't be contained in the same space. After his brief marriage to Merman ended in scandal, Borgnine married for the 4th time in 1965, this time to Donna Rancor. Borgnine was a better father because of their 3 children together and their lengthier relationship, which lasted from 1958 to 1972. On August 5, 1965, their daughter Sharon was born. Their first kid was her. On August 9, 1969, 4 years later, they welcomed a son, Christopher. On December 29, 1970, Diana, their second daughter, was born, expanding their family even further. Even when his marriages were failing, Borgnine was proud of his large family and frequently spoke about how happy his children made him. Borgnine's marriage to Rancor terminated in 1972, despite their close family ties, leaving him once more unmarried and searching for a committed mate. However, Borgnine found lasting security and happiness in his 5th marriage. On February 24, 1973, he married Norwegian businesswoman Tova Trees. In subsequent years of his career, she would be his loyal support system and lifelong companion. With her Tova brand, Tova later achieved success as a makeup entrepreneur. She provided Borgnine with a sense of equilibrium and serenity that he had struggled to attain in past relationships. Their marriage remained strong until Borgnine's death in 2012, having lasted over 40 years, a long time in Hollywood. According to many of Borgnine's friends and colleagues, he had at last found someone in Tova who could equal his intensity and soothe him with compassion and understanding. In his senior years, she provided him with companionship, affection, and security. Many people believe that Borgnine's marriage is the most significant aspect of her personal life. Ernest Borgnine had a reputation for being straightforward and honest, as well as for being a versatile actor during his lengthy and dramatic career in Hollywood. He didn't hesitate to express his opinions without considering the opinions of others. Even the way he discussed some of his colleagues in the entertainment industry demonstrated this candor. Over the course of more than 60 years, Borgnine worked with hundreds of players. He occasionally grew close to his co-stars, but he didn't hesitate to express his dislike for them. Over the years, He has occasionally mentioned performers with whom he did not get along, and has even stated explicitly that he detested working with them in interviews and other discussions. One of the most well-known examples was that he truly disliked Frank Sinatra. Borgnine and Sinatra first crossed paths in the 1950s. Sinatra was evolving at the time from a vocalist to a more somber, dramatic figure. Although Borgnine appreciated Sinatra's notoriety and vocal prowess, he frequently criticized Sinatra for his arrogance and disregard for other performers. According to Borgnine, Sinatra frequently spoke down to crew people and character actors on production, making them feel inferior. Playing little roles in plays and films, Borgnine had put in a lot of effort to reach his current position. This kind of behavior was intolerable to him. He once claimed that when Sinatra believed he was superior to everyone else, he couldn't tolerate it. This animosity persisted for years, and although occasionally meeting in social circles in Hollywood, Borgnine never got along with Sinatra and considered him to be among the worst individuals he had ever collaborated with. It's interesting to note that Borgnine expressed strong disapproval of John Wayne, one of the most well-known actors in American cinema history. Though they didn't get along off-screen, Borgnine appreciated Wayne's performance and was aware that he was a male role model in films. Borgnine believed Wayne to be domineering and frequently denigrated athletes he deemed inferior to him. Borgnine claimed that working with Wayne was like treading carefully, despite the fact that they never became physical. Wayne had to be the center of attention all the time, both on and off the set, which annoyed Borgnine, who liked to work with people and was more grounded. Wayne may be pleasant at times, according to Borgnine, but he never forgot the instances in which he mistreated supporting actors or denigrated directors. Borgnine later stated that he didn't enjoy being near Wayne since it made him feel bad. Additionally, Borgnine made no secret of his dislike for Dean Martin, a member of the Rat Pack alongside Frank Sinatra. His distaste for Sinatra was greater than his distaste for Martin. Borgnine felt that Martin never truly gave acting his best effort, and that he presented an overly charming and easygoing front in public. Borgnine, who was proud of Martin's diligence and commitment to every task, thought he was a slacker and unimportant person. Martin appeared to be more interested in attending parties than in acting as a profession. He was upset when Martin was fired, because he informed him that he never took anything seriously, not even the work. Later, Borgnine said that personality, conflicts that may have been resolved with time, were partially to blame for some of his altercations with other athletes. But as they both grew older, he continued to loathe Sinatra. Borgnine was asked if there were any performers he truly detested in a late career interview. He chuckled without giving it any thought. "I'll be honest with you. Some people in this industry believed they were monarchs. Among them was Frank Sinatra, whom I never found appealing. Not now, not then." Borgnine also discussed TV performers and celebrities that he believed were arrogant or insulting to more experienced actors. Borgnine didn't always identify them, according to those who worked with him, but he didn't appreciate younger performers who pretended to know everything but, in his view, lacked sufficient experience. Because Borgnine always appreciated the people who worked behind the scenes to make concerts possible, he greatly disliked it when artists were impolite to crew personnel. Borgnine was as forthright about the stars he liked as he was about those he didn't. His thoughts on Bette Davis, Spencer Tracy, and Tim Conway, his co-star in McHale's Navy, were all positive. He admired Conway's professionalism and kindness. This distinction further highlighted Borgnine's remarks. He remarked that he didn't enjoy rudeness, lack of professionalism, or abuse on set, not because he was jealous or insecure. Ernest Borgnine's candor regarding the performers he detested the most became part of his mythology. In contrast to many Hollywood celebrities who preferred to conceal their conflicts, Borgnine was refreshingly honest. He didn't hesitate to address anybody by name, particularly well-known figures like John Wayne and Frank Sinatra. This demonstrated his honesty and lack of attempt to conceal his identity. Borgnine didn't always get along with people, but being honest about what he didn't like about them gave his life as one of Hollywood's biggest performers a fascinating new dimension. Borgnine smoked heavily before to 1962. Borgnine, then 91, was asked by Fox News morning host Steve Doocy in an interview in November 2008 how he managed to live so long. In addition, he muttered softly into a live microphone, "I masturbate a lot." On July 8, 2012, Borgnine passed away at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center due to hepatic failure. His age was 95. A month prior to his death, he had undergone surgery and had visited the hospital for a checkup a few days earlier.